If I say it, I'll believe it.
Jesse's over there in a quiet space, getting warmed up, doing some dynamics, trying to chill her. Jesse, come on, girl. This is your weapon. You're gonna have to drop that hammer. Let's go. Come on, girl. Come on, Jesse. Come on, girl. You're almost there. You're almost there. Come on, go hard. Here you go. You're there. You're there. Got a girl.
You need to eat hard.
Say that again.
You train hard, you get to eat hard.
Pizza and medals.
Pizza and medals.
Are you done racing today, or are you going to investigate?
This is what you want on camera, isn't it?
No, if I don't kill myself trying to put my other foot in there.
You got it. Squeeze in. Carefully. Carefully get in there. Gotta stuff all your stuff in there.
Stuff my sausage. Poor Casey. I too have sausage to stuff.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. Believe it or not. See this?
See this? No.
It's Monday, April 24th. Spent all day yesterday pretty much traveling from a really good weekend. Before you already know, because if you watch the video, you saw what happened a little bit. My heart is really full. Everything we set out to do for the weekend happened for Jesi and I. I think what's more important is how Jesi did to me than my own, except for my own gives credence to a God who doesn't falter. There is no falling down from a Lord who makes a promise, and all I had to do was keep my end of the deal. Pretty amazing when I reflect back the journey I've been on for the last 2.5 years to where I've come. Jesi's getting a roll down slot, and she PR'd every part of her race at Nationals. And I think it set a little bit of a fire under her, knowing now what she's got to really get after on that national basis. What to do swimming, what to do transitioning, what to do cycling, what to do running. For me, this was, believe it or not, though I've been to Nationals many times and had a world qualification several times, this was the first time I ever stood on the podium at Nationals. And that was a major goal for me. So you can't take the sweetness out of the weekend. Talk a brief moment about the pros and cons of the race. The swim. I got out fast. I found flat, clean water really fast. Problem is it was almost too fast and I had no feet to draft off the other two women who were out there with me. One was about 20 meters to my left. She got out so fast I couldn't even have gotten onto her feet. The diagonal line I would have had to swim. The swimmer that was to my right that I could see on my breathing side, I just didn't feel like she was taking a line that made a lot of sense for me to make my way over to her. The sighting for the buoys was really tough. They only had placed three buoys out, 3 buoys in, and from end to end, you couldn't see the furthest one out. It was hard to make some landmarks that lined up with the buoys. So I feel like I swam very well. I had a 27-minute, approximately 27 minutes in the swim. I estimated I was going to come out between 26 and 28, somewhere in there, depending on traffic and so forth. So I swam according to my, what I thought was going to be my ability. Here's the thing about the wetsuit. I swim slower in it. And of course, everyone transitions slower because you got to strip it. But the tightness around my right leg makes my right leg, believe it or not, less stable. Like I feel like I can't really run to my bike in that thing. So that slows me down. Swam 136 per 100 average. It's not quite my potential. I typically go 132, 133. So there's a little bit of fitness to be found. It's still early. It's April. So yeah, transition was a little bit slower than I would have liked, mostly because I kind of had to hobble. The guy who came out of transition in front of me slowed me down. He was a little slow getting into his shoes. There was a guy right behind me. I knew that. And there was a hairpin turn almost immediately from the mount line. So you couldn't go out of there crazy fast. I felt a little flat on the bike. A couple things. I did not check the pitch of my saddle, and I really wish I had. It was definitely probably well in the air or getting bounced around from TSA or the baggage handlers. It was not at the right pitch, so I kept sliding forward down the nose. And that was problematic because I just really couldn't get comfortable in aero position on the descents because of that. And then climbing, my pelvis was just tilted a little too far forward, so I just didn't feel like I had everything, all my capacities there to climb. And then at about mile 5, we take a hard, sharp left turn into a pretty huge lip in the concrete that went all the way across the road, and I hit that hard. My bike kind of bounced to the right. My body went to the left. Left foot came unclipped. I almost did the splits. Somehow I was able to keep the bike upright. There was nobody to collide with. That's good. But it slowed me down. It took a little bit of vigor out of me for a hot minute there, and I had to get my heart rate back under control and just, remind me. It was a reminder, I guess, to stay mindful of what was in front of me and underneath me. Definitely felt the protection of the Holy Spirit. I'm telling you, it was like a Matrix move. When I came through there, lap 2, the paramedics and a fire truck were there, putting somebody on a backboard and a cervical collar from the exact same spot. So I feel really like I got through something with the skin of my teeth and protected by the Almighty there. I rode consistent. That I did do, and we had a strong headwind on lap 3. Would guess it was about 20 knots, that wind, and much of the course was directly into that headwind, at least half that lap. And then of course you had the tailwind coming home, but because I was not particularly comfortable down there in aero position, I just didn't really let it loose. However, I left transition in 3rd position, and I finished the race in 3rd position, and I just really can't be sad about that, because when I look at the data of the 2 women that were ahead of me, they were ranked ahead of me. I knew that going in, and I knew that in order to beat them to the finish line, it was going to have to be an amazing race. So I feel like I performed to my potential. And, I just want to finish this by saying it's a really wonderful thing to know when your steps are ordered by the Creator, because He's got you. He's got you. Last, I gotta thank the doctors who helped get me here. I couldn't have done this by myself. Mackenzie, Elizabeth, Kelsey, Sabrina, you guys are the hands and feet. Thank you.